The Mirror has always claimed itself to be the thinking person's tabloid. And if you just look at this headline alone, you'd have to agree with that statement, wouldn't you, really? It's the hard-hitting, investigative journalism that we've always cried out for. Of course, I would maybe refute the claim that they are the thinking person's tabloid, because that statement is bold, but yet not based on any factual evidence of any kind. But this is the sort of thing that the thinking person would want to read about, is that a Greggs customer hits out at staff member over banter about how much she visits. That's right. This is the kind of thing we need to know about. This is an important story to help you navigate through your life. Now, what could have possibly happened, I wonder? Kathy Reedon says she was told by a worker at a branch in Alton, Hampshire, "You're in here every day," but it says she can't afford. Sorry, I need to just recite this. I'm sorry, I'm terribly unprofessional today. She can't afford to eat at Greggs that regularly. Imagine not being able to afford eating at Greggs that regularly. Now, surely you only need like one sausage roll from Greggs. I mean, that's enough to stuff you. You feel pretty sick just after one of their large sausage rolls. I mean, it's full of so much fat, so much saturated fat in that's surely going to make you go, "Ooh, yeah, I'm done." Or one of their pasties. And how much is that? Like under £1? What, you can't afford that every day? Well, where do you work? What are you doing? Do you chimney sweep? A Greggs customer has hit out staff members over his banter about how much she visits. Yes. Now, is this a sign that they're trying to ban banter? Well, when you have anxiety, it's problematic. So therefore, maybe this is the sign that banter is about to be banned. So you need to rein in your banter. Kathy Reedon says she was told by an employee, "You're in here every day. You're going to get sick of this eventually," and she bought a pizza at the branch in Alton, Hampshire. However, the 20-year-old failed to see the funny side and responded that she couldn't afford to eat there every day, but claims the man continued his joke during the incident on Wednesday. This has been described as an incident, is that a man said, "You're in here every day. You're going to get sick of this eventually." A man trying to... when was the last time you regularly visited somewhere and someone actually tried to build rapport with you? Do you think you get that kind of rapport in KFC? No. But she fails to see the funny side. Do you see what I'm saying? If someone, like a defensive person, and you go, "You're in here every day. Oh, you're going to get sick of this eventually." It's like, "I can't afford to eat here every day." All right. Sucks to be you. Kathy took to Facebook to demand an explanation from the snack giant as to why she had received an apparent dressing down for being a regular. A dressing down. "You're in here every day. I'm dressing you down." It's one of the least aggressive dressing downs I've come across, maybe ever, possibly. That's a bold statement, but I'm gonna go with ever. Following her complaint, Kathy says Greggs issued her an apology, a £6 voucher. It's unbelievable that they give a £6 voucher. But how do you put a monetary value on that incident and come up with £6? I don't know how that happens. You go, we'll say sorry and give her a £6 voucher? Because, I guess because, most people that come here are very poor, and £6 is a jackpot to them. And they said things are going to be done, as the staff member's conduct had been flagged to the area manager. So let that be a lesson to you next time you want to build rapport and have banter with a customer. You should just be a stone-faced robot of no emotion and just hold your hand out for the money and then give the money back. The only thing you should be saying is what the product is and how much it costs. Everything else is open to too much interpretation, so you should keep your damn mouth shut. Okay? She says that due to anxiety, the staff member's joke was like her worst fears all happening all at once. You can't police how people's personalities makes them interact with each other on different levels. There's things that you can't do and you shouldn't do, and we all know about sexual harassment. We know that there's schizophrenic nutters out there. We know that there's these kind of things that are a bit like, oh, don't do that. But for the most part, people are very different. Think about it. Someone who makes jokes a lot, all right? I've got through my life by making a lot of jokes. Okay, it gets me out of trouble. It helps me influence people. Helps me build bonds with people. It's the best way for me to connect with people a lot of the time, okay? That's my way. And without it, I wouldn't be sort of interacting that much. I'd be like going, because I ain't doing small talk and stuff, and that's me. So you should accept the fact that this is how I will engage with you, because otherwise I'll be socially awkward, because maybe I suffer from social anxiety. I have done. I hate walking into rooms full of people. That's why I like to turn up early. I like to see people walk in. I don't like to come in and just be center of attention. And I hate leaving groups of people. I hate doing the whole goodbye thing. I can't stand it. Oh, bye. I prefer just to fuck off. I prefer just to leave. I prefer just to disappear. My actual preference, actual thing that I'd rather do is just disappear. These kind of social anxieties can lead to people thinking you're a bit rude. But the fact is that I know in order to, better engage and to lead a happier life, I have to face fears head on. In fact, you must face fear all the time. It's the only way you're going to progress. It's the only way you're going to make progress in this world is by facing fears, not by eliminating all fear, all possible fear, because what we're going to be left with, like I said, there are people with real irrational fears out there. There are people who are afraid of bananas. These people exist. I have some irrational fears. I ain't going to go into them because I ain't giving my enemies ammunition against me. But the fact is that sooner or later I'm going to have to face some of these fears because they're ridiculous. But that's the way the world is. Look, how many people are afraid of spiders? Especially when you're in the UK, a fear of spiders is ridiculous because they're not dangerous in the UK. Like in other countries, a fear of spiders is legitimate. It's like, well, yeah, you should be. It's a ridiculous fear. But that doesn't mean we should just firebomb the planet in order to eliminate all the spiders. Do you see what I'm saying? And this guy who's doing his bit of banter, maybe that's how he socially engages with people because it suits him the best. Doesn't necessarily mean he's being mean. He might have as much as social anxiety as you. He doesn't wear it like a badge of honor as people do these days. It's become a real fad. It really has. People are like using it, and people use it as excuses to gain attention. They really do, to judge and to walk away from certain responsibilities and to shut people down. It's like, look, you got some social anxiety problems. That's fine, but you're doing quite well because you're walking into a shop. It's not like you've got agoraphobia. You're doing all right. And the guy's like, oh, you're in here every day. Why don't you just go? Or joke back with him. And if that's not your thing, then don't say anything. I don't know, but like, really? You're going to go complain to Greggs and get a £6 voucher? No. Kathy from Guildford said, and she's from Guildford, I mean, well, sums it all up, doesn't it? Said, literally all that happened was I went in, I'm regular there, I work down the road, and have been doing so for a year. I'm very anxious. I don't really talk to people. But I went in, I ordered what I normally order, and I think he was trying to be banterous with me, but it did not come off that way. Well, it's all open to interpretation. He essentially just made fun of me for ordering pizza, and it kind of felt like he was making fun of unhealthy habits. Well, I mean, it's good that someone works in Greg's and actually understands that, going, wow, this isn't the best, is it? This food isn't very good for you. And maybe seeing someone come in every day and going, you know, because you must know it's not very good for you. It's an unhealthy eating habit. For him to make light of the situation, go, you know, eating Greg's every day, you know. Well, what's your problem? Have you suddenly had a realization that Greg's is unhealthy? Or what's your problem? You know, he was making fun of unhealthy habits. Well, if we can't make fun of unhealthy habits, then what the hell are we doing? Like, that's a very unhealthy habit of you. That's not very good for you, is it? Well, what are we supposed to do? Well, you can't make fun of unhealthy habits? Can't make a bit of a joke out of it? Make it a bit fun? Make your interactions fun? Maybe he wants to drill you in. Maybe he fancies you and this is his way. Did you ever think? I don't know. He came across like he was picking on me. There were other people in the store and he kept saying that I was in there every single day. I wish I had the income that would allow me to be at Greg's every single day, but I don't. Jesus Christ. Oh, tight. I used to live in Guildford for a bit. It's a very affluent place. Okay. It's part of the stockbroker belt. Right. Like, Greg's. So this person's ridiculous. This person's ridiculous. I wish I had the income that would allow me to be at Greg's every single day. Well, what are you buying? Like I said, what do you need to buy in Greg's? How much do you need to buy from Greg's to be in there every single day? Like, Greg's is not for Greg's. And you're like, well, I'm so poor I can't eat at Greg's. What the fuck are you eating? What do you eat instead? Just literal, just I don't know, paper. I eat shoes out of the shoe bank. Well, when I said this, he argued with me about it. During the interaction, I also told him he was making me feel very anxious, and he ignored it. He argued with you about not having the income. I would say that for him to make a little joke about eating there every day, a bit of banter, and then for you to go, oh, I can't. I wish I had the income, but I can't afford to eat at Greg's every day. That's like you being very defensive. And if you said that to anybody with, half a brain, I think they'd go, what a ridiculous thing to say. And why do you... to be fair, you probably should have just gone, okay. Maybe it's his problem of just going, oh, you're a bit weird. Because that's what I'd say to you, is saying, you're being a bit of a dick about it, aren't you really? Going, oh, well, I can't afford to eat here every day. It's like, all right, calm down, would you? Do you know what I mean? It's like, what? You're sort of coming across as someone that's a bit problematic. I'd say you're someone who even though, your mother would probably say, well, she can be quite difficult. I'd say you're a difficult person. I'm getting the sense you're sort of a humorless, difficult person who likes to create situations out of nothing, which is funny enough. What this article is. So I think I'm on the right track here. And I'd happily argue. I don't know if a Greg's employee should be arguing with you about about how much it costs to eat in Greg's. But then again, if you work in Greg's and someone says, "Oh, I can't afford to eat here every day," you'd be like, "What are you talking about?" It's our USP, isn't it? He carried on speaking to me in the same manner, saying the same things. He said, "You're in here every day. You're going to get sick of this eventually," talking about the pizza. She's just regurgitating the one thing we know he said. "I have lots of mental health things." If someone who says, "I have lots of mental health things," you need to be a bit more specific. I mean, people with mental health issues will know what their mental health is because they would have been told it. The doctor doesn't go, You know, you got like mental health things. Here's some tablets for it, saying, you know what I mean? Why am I being put in this padded cell? Oh, you got a mental health thing, innit? You know, so I fear public interaction on a daily basis. I'm always worried that something like that is going to happen. I invent it in my head. All right, okay. See, I can emphasize with you creating scenarios in your head that make you anxious. This is a big problem that I've always had. But you know what? You gotta stop. You just gotta move forward. You gotta do something about it. Complaining to Greggs and getting a £6 voucher isn't gonna help you. Putting a guy on blast who's probably a socially awkward person in his own way as well. You don't know. You see, this is the thing. You can't just walk around encountering people and just assuming the worst. Like, everyone has shit going on. You walk through life, you bump into someone, you say sorry. Do you know why you say sorry? Because it probably wasn't your fault, but you just say sorry because it's polite, because you don't know what they've just gone through. You don't know what kind of day they're having. You don't know what the fuck happened to them today. And they don't know what the fuck happened to you today. And, you know, in order for us just to let everything keep moving, we got to let something slide. And just, you know, dwelling on things and going, oh my God, why did they mean, or why did they say that? It doesn't help anybody. Let it go. Just let it go. For goodness sake. But then it did happen in real life. And it was like my worst feelings all happening at once. So, you know, let's get straight to the point. Your fear of what? What was your biggest fear? You know, your biggest fear is very small. Is it? It's not that deep, is it? She said Greggs have said they're sorry and that this is not the behaviour they expect. They said that they're going to let their area manager know and things are going to be done. Apparently I will notice improvements, which is nice. To be honest, I'm quite happy with Greggs' response. Mirror Online has contacted Greggs for comment. Well, you know, I hope the people that work with this guy, you know, get asked about what exactly happened, and then they can come to a logical and sensible conclusion. But this is 2019, so I would be surprised if he gets launched into outer space in a cannon for daring to have a bit of banter. But this just goes also back to, you know, my feelings. You're so entitled that you think, you know, this is a big issue for you. Like, I've encountered some terrible incidents in, you know, retail establishments, restaurants, you know, like transport companies, like awful customer service, awful incidents where I'm like, what the fuck just happened there? What is up with you? But this gets in the mirror. The sense of entitlement when it comes to customer service, from working in the customer service industry for a while, the sense of entitlement of people and what they think they deserve and what they think, how they think things should play out is mind-blowing. And here's another example of it, of, you know, I hate to say it, but a weak and entitled generation. That this is worthy of this much attention. It's not. Do you know what you should have done? Because this is what I call a non-incident. You could have had a go at him. You could have just walked out. But we got an article about it, and Greg's reaching out to you as if this is that important. Terrible. It's just pathetic. It's pathetic. Okay, I'm gonna say it. It's pathetic. Grow up.